On the 15th of March, 2021, an emergency call came into the 911 dispatch center in Columbia, Georgia. I think someone is dead inside the house.
Hi, I need probably an officer to respond.
This is in Columbia?
Yes.
Okay, is this a house apartment business?
It's a house.
Stay on the phone with me. Just stay on the phone with me, okay?
Okay, is someone coming here?
What address are you at? In Harris County?
No. I am.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. We've got a lot going on, but I am helping you, I promise. Officer
Okay. Yeah, nobody's here yet.
What's going on?
I think that there's someone.
Here, let's step over here. Okay, and what's her name?
Kelly.
Which I confirmed. We have not confirmed. We just pulled up, just got what she stated.
All right, has anybody been in? No.
Police arrived on scene, forced entry, stepped inside.
She could be alive in there.
There's a dog in there. Yeah, she's right there.
Other kids here. Other kids here.
The living room was swallowed by a silence that felt sharp and unsettling. A woman lay face down on the floor, one hand curled beneath her body. On the wall, blood spatter sprayed outward exactly where her head had been before she went down.
Zato, I need somebody.
Need EMS out here. We made entry.
Let's.
You got that? Right there. Going back.
.45 caliber shell casing lay quietly at the threshold of the bathroom.
There's a closet behind the door. Clear.
Kelly Levinson, 44 years old. An emergency medical technician, someone who had spent her entire life saving strangers. Now lying dead inside her own home. This was not an accident, not a suicide. When investigators recovered a cell phone from beneath her body, the messages inside would lead them to a suspect no one could have imagined, someone who understood police tactics intimately and knew how to erase every trace. The hunt was about to begin, but how do you catch someone who is always one step ahead? To understand this case, we need to know who Kelly Levinson was. Kelly Levinson, 44 years old, an emergency medical technician in Columbia, Georgia. Many police officers in the city knew her. They had responded together to accident scenes, to emergency calls. Kelly was always the first to move in, always putting the patient first. Friends described her as someone with a bright smile, deeply dedicated to her work, and fiercely caring toward the people around her. But on the morning of March 15, all of that came to an end. And now, the investigator's job is to find out who did this and why. As they move deeper into the scene, a critical piece of evidence is found directly beneath the body, a cell phone, still smeared with blood. They open the phone. They check the messages. Dozens of texts between Kelly and a man named Bill Talley, conversations stretching back months. And as investigators read more closely, they realized these are not ordinary messages. This is evidence of a volatile relationship, filled with arguments and warning signs. Bill Talley, 51 years old, a police officer with the Columbia Police Department, the very department where many of the officers standing in this house work. The primary suspect is not a stranger. He is one of their own. Bill Talley, police officer, 51 years old, and Kelly's boyfriend. When his name appears on the phone, a chill runs through everyone at the scene. They know Talley. They work with him. He is one of them. But now, he is the main suspect. Investigators begin digging into the relationship between Kelly and Talley. They interview Kelly's friends. They interview family members. And the deeper they go, the darker the picture becomes. Kelly didn't just love Talley. She was afraid of him.
And I happened to look up and saw this small car, and small cars to me I call sports cars, a small car, and I was really concerned in that I had not seen Gary's car for about a week. Gary is where this couple had driven.
And when you say Gary, you're referring to Gary Levinson?
Which is Kelly's brother.
Okay.
And so I thought, well, you know, not to be a nosy neighbor, but when I looked, they had already pulled in the driveway. So I looked at white hair.
Okay.
And they approached, went down the walkway and approached the the door. And I noticed that she had a key. So I said to myself, well, nobody's breaking in if somebody knows Gary. So then I proceeded to, finish the dishes. I didn't just stay. I was repeating what I had just mentioned, what I saw when I said to my nephew, is Gary all right? He said, why did you ask? And then when I repeated, he said, oh, that was Gary's sister and her boyfriend who has white.
The bruises she tried to hide. The hesitant explanations about minor accidents. Talley's daughter tells investigators her father has serious anger control issues and that his relationship with Kelly was always on the edge of exploding.
A year ago, and she told me that she was talking to somebody and that she sounded so happy. And she said that there's one thing you're not going to like is that, he is married. And I was like, well, why don't you just wait until that's over with? Don't do that. She's like, well, we'll see how it goes, but I'm just talking to him right now. So she told me that. I would kind of check with her and say, how's it going with this guy? And she'd say, well, he's talking to his wife and they are getting divorced. The only reason they haven't gotten a divorce, and they sleep in separate beds at their home, and the only reason they haven't gotten divorced yet is financially and for their girls. I think they have daughters.
Weeks before her death, Kelly decided to end it. She told Talley it was over. But Talley refused to accept it.
How's it going with that guy? What's the deal? Because I never met him, which is weird because we were pretty close. We didn't see each other as much as I would have liked. It's so weird because in the beginning I was happy for her, but quickly I was like, she's not talking about this. What, it just didn't feel right. He knows Kelly, not as well as me, but...
Hey, how are you, sir? I am recording, I'll just let you know. Dexter Wassinger, sir, Sergeant Wassinger, CPD. Just doing an interview. We were kind of getting to the end of it. Is there anything that you recall about Kelly that...
I don't know, was he telling her not to talk or something? I don't know. Did he have her, was he controlling her in some kind of way? Because she wasn't telling us the stuff she would normally tell us. Just because she hasn't talked to me much about it, and she just, it's hard to see, but she was breaking it off with her.
Y'all was under the impression that she was breaking it off with him, or was that what you were saying?
The phone kept ringing. The messages never stopped. He showed up at Kelly's workplace, at her home, anywhere she went. And now, Kelly is dead. Talley is gone.
Locker here? Yeah. Is there a way we can get into it? He said it was locked. So.
Yeah, we cut the lock on it.
Yeah, I just spoke with the guy whose case it is. He said we'd like to take a look at it here.
When officers go to his house, it's empty. No car. No sign he plans to return.
Any kind of personal
An
property,
arrest
we're
warrant is
gonna say
issued.
we're just looking for
The entire
something
department is mobilized. But this is not a typical suspect. Tally knows where they will look. He knows how to avoid surveillance cameras, how to move without leaving a trail. He spent his entire career hunting criminals. And now, he's using those same skills to stay ahead of the law. The hunt has just begun, but with every hour that passes, Tally is getting farther away. Bill Tally disappears. Police search across Georgia, friends' homes, family members' houses, bank accounts monitored, phone activity tracked. No transactions, no calls, no trace. How do you find someone who knows exactly how to stay hidden? He spent his entire career hunting criminals. He knows every surveillance tactic, knows how to avoid cameras, knows how to vanish without leaving a footprint. And with every hour that passes, the distance between them and Tally grows wider.
All right. The purpose of this interview is just to talk to you about the case that we're working on. With just some brief questions about your knowledge about former Sergeant Tally. How long have you known him?
Oh man. Ever since he's been here, several years.
Working here at the police department?
I really don't. I mean, off the top of my head, I imagine over 10 years, I would think. I don't know, probably 10, 12 years.
Okay.
I really don't know.
What was the nature of y'all's relationship? Was it just primarily at work type situations, or was it like phone calls, text messages, visits to one another's houses, or anything?
I mean, we text back and forth, but we'd go to, me and him both were explosive breachers, so we'd go to, we went to Bayou, Mississippi, and went through breacher school. We'd text, mostly it was just professional kind of thing. We never socialized outside of work. Team, we kind of got a closer friendship once he got on a SWAT team, because me and him both were team leaders, primary team leaders for the team.
Anything about any other relationships you might have had?
I do.
Then a lead surfaces. Tally's vehicle is spotted near his daughter's home. Police respond immediately.
Ma'am, I appreciate your patience. You were still married? How long have y'all been married? And I'm not trying to get into your business, but when did y'all get separated?
Tally's daughter opens the door, eyes red and swollen. Her father showed up a few days earlier. He looked shaken, disoriented. Before leaving, Tally told her he had done something terrible and that he couldn't come back anymore. But now he's gone. She doesn't know where her father is.
About Christmas or New Year's, he's been with Kelly. Have you ever known him to have any trouble?
Argued and things, and I didn't know details. My impression of it was like it was a good, passionate bad. When they were really close, really fast. But when they argued and things, they got heated.
Does he drink?
Not is very never ever for work. But he over the last bit had gotten so he would drink more.
Does he have something he normally drink?
Pretty much vodka is his drink of choice.
The lead goes cold again, and the question remains, can they catch Tally before he disappears for good? Investigators realize they can't wait for Tally to make a mistake. He's too careful for that. Instead, they have to draw him out, make him believe everything is normal. But to do that, they need someone Tally trusts completely.
Pictures of the
Tally's supervisor at the police department agrees to cooperate. The plan is simple, but high risk. Call Tally and say there's a work meeting at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
with, just because
A normal call, a normal meeting, nothing suspicious.
I'm way out of my element.
But if Tally senses even the slightest doubt, it's over. He'll know he's being hunted, and this time, they'll never find him. The call is made. Tally's supervisor keeps his tone casual, says he needs him at Atlanta Motor Speedway the next morning. Silence on the other end. 10 seconds pass. 20 seconds. Does Tally believe it, or has he recognized the trap? Then Tally's voice comes through. He agrees. He'll be there. The trap is set, but will Tally actually show up? The next morning, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tactical units deploy before sunrise. Vehicles are hidden out of sight from the parking lot. Snipers take elevated positions. Every exit is covered. If Tally shows up, there will be nowhere to run. But the biggest question remains, will he really come? 8 a.m. The parking lot is empty. Investigators wait, eyes locked on every vehicle that enters. 8:15. Nothing. 8:20. Doubt begins to creep in. Did Tally figure it out? Will he never show? Baden-Senschhofen. A dark-colored sedan appears in the distance, slowly pulling into the lot. It's Tally's car.
At the crash,
Investigators grip their radios. No one moves. Wait for the signal. Tally parks, turns off the engine, sits inside the car, scanning the area as if looking for something out of place. 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Then he opens the door, steps out. Now, now, now. Officers rush in from every direction, weapons raised.
Come on, Bill!
On your knees, hands up. Hands up now. Tally freezes. His eyes move around as he realizes he's walked into a trap. No escape, no way out. Slowly, he drops to his knees, places his hands on his head. Tally is handcuffed on the spot. Searched. Then the trunk is opened. Inside, lying in a black bag, a .45 caliber handgun. The same gun that ended Kelly Levinson's life. The weapon is sent for ballistic testing immediately. The results come back quickly. The shell casing recovered at the scene is a perfect match, no doubt. Bill Tally is no longer just a suspect. He is the killer. But one question still remains. Why? Why would a police officer murder the woman he once loved? Bill Tally is taken to the police station for questioning. Investigators want answers. They want to know what happened inside that house. They want to know why. But Tally refuses to talk. When asked about the victim, he gives a slight nod. No tears, no surprise.
We'll do one on the right, one on the left, just swap the inside of it. So good. Sure. You said you didn't want to make any statement, but I'll ask you again, just so do you want to make a statement at this time? Okay. Now.
Hey man, like some water? Sure? A cup of coffee? Sure? Well, we got a bottle of water here just in case you need it.
He already knew. The interrogation ends without a confession. And Tally never explains what happened.
Back hurting you? Yeah, everything. Just a little weak. Yeah. Do you know where you're at? Where you at? What's today, you know? They stole name something. Who's the president? Trump. I can tell you, I'm not your judge, man, okay? I am not your judge. But we brought you over here. Hopefully we can get a better understanding of maybe what happened on Saturday, Sunday. And hopefully we'll get your side of that. And you can kind of, we're going to advise you of your rights. And then we'll kind of go from there, okay? My charges up. Yeah, right now you're charged with murder. You're charged with violation of oath of office, and you're charged with possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. That's what we're hoping you can tell us. Maybe once we start talking about it a little bit, it wasn't back to that. That's what we're hoping to get to.
No, I'm not talking until somebody talks to me.
Okay.
But evidence doesn't need words. The shell casing, the gun, ballistics that match perfectly, the toxic messages, the history of abuse. All of it points to one person.
No!
Don't do that.
No! No!
You're not gonna talk?
I'm not gonna talk.
Okay, well, that's your right. That's your right, okay? Well, relax, okay?
Take me back to jail.
Take you back to jail.
Take me back to jail.
A few months later, Bill Talley pleads guilty to murder, life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 30 years. At the time of his arrest, Talley is 51 years old. If he lives long enough to be released, he will be 81. But even after pleading guilty, he never says why. The answer Kelly's family needs they will never get. For the investigators who were at the scene that day, this case is unlike any other. This wasn't just a murder. It was a betrayal from a man sworn to protect, who instead became a killer. You never think someone who wears the same badge as you could do this, one investigator says. But that's the reality we had to face. Kelly Levinson spent her life running toward danger while others ran away. She saved strangers. She gave everything. But when she needed saving herself, no one arrived in time. Kelly's friends believe justice was served. Talley will spend the rest of his life behind bars. But they also know no sentence can fill the void Kelly left behind. One of Kelly's closest friends says, if she had known someone was willing to help, maybe things would have been different. I would have been there immediately. If only I had known. Well, the case is closed. Bill Talley is in prison. But the questions remain. How does a relationship reach this point? How does love turn into fear, and then into tragedy? And most importantly, could this have been prevented? Kelly Levinson is gone, but her story remains not as a lesson, but as a reminder that sometimes the greatest danger doesn't come from strangers out there. It comes from the people we trust the most. Thank you for watching the story of Kelly Levinson. If this video meant something to you, please leave a like and subscribe to support more true stories like this being told. And if you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, remember, you are not alone. There are organizations ready to help, day or night. Please share this video to spread the message. Sometimes, a story like Kelly's can save a life. We'll see you in the next video.